right. Well, welcome everybody. We are back and we are in our new gold digs, our gold war rooms. Let's get into this. So we got access. A couple of us got access to Einstein yesterday. So we want to go over some of that stuff with you and why this is such an exciting thing. Mike, I know you had a different experience than I did. I'm pulling up my trading view, and I'm going to show you. So I got this, and I'll share my screen. But this is the exciting stuff. So let's make sure. So it didn't matter what I looked at, like the UJ, the US dollar and Japanese yen. I looked at let's clean this up a little bit. So Einstein said, now this is on the 1 hour chart, right?
Yeah.
And Einstein said, get in at 151,636 right here. Okay. And it's a buy. So it's going up. And the take profit was here at 151,869. There's another one at 101. So it literally it kept rolling. It went way past. So this is just one of them, but went way past my take profit, my second take profit, which would have been almost 400 pips.
Yep.
That was great. Now you said you saw something different. What did you see on that?
Yeah. So let me see if I can pull it up. So here's basically what happened. And I was saying this to actually, you know what? I am going to share, if you don't mind for a second.
Oh yeah, let's share.
So I'm going to share. There's going to be 4 graphs in it, and okay, but I'm showing it to you so I can kind of point out what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be complex. I'm just trying to show trends and how things are different.
Yeah.
All right. Do you see the screen?
I see it coming up.
Yes.
Oh wow. Yep.
4
Okay.
grams. Got 4.
All right. Yep. All right. So first of all, right here. Okay. Let's look at this one first. This is New Zealand dollar, so the Kiwi dollar is what we're dealing with here. Okay, or the dollar Kiwi. So I shut off Einstein for a minute. Okay, I'll turn it back on, but I want you to see there's this 20 simple moving average, the 200, and the 50. Okay, so the gold is the 200. So that's saying over the last 200 candles, this has been the average. This has been the moving average of the price. Red is 50 candles, and this is 20. We're in the 1 hour, so that's 20 hours, 50 hours, and 200 hours, just to set things. Now look at this. Okay, so when I got in on this is where my take profit is right here. This is when the alert kicks in. This is my take profit 2. This one I got in on a sell. Okay, so right around here is when I got in. And let's see, right around here, I can't really zoom in much.
There you go. I can see a little bit better.
But bottom line is I got in right about here. And the expectation was, right down here, and the expectation was it was going to go up, and then it was going to fall.
Mm-hmm.
It went up. It started to fall. It went up. Started to fall. It went up. Started to fall. It went up. Fell, and then it went back up. So Einstein made this call. Einstein's not wrong in any way, shape, or form. This is coming down. I can look back, and if I'm not going to do this, but if I was to scroll out and go back, this is where it kind of. I mean, it's always going to end up being around the same spot. Okay, so we have the ability to kind of see where it's going to come back down to. So I know it's coming back down to around here.
Okay.
But I wanted Einstein to happen last night. Unfortunately, Einstein does not work on my schedule.
So let me, because I gotta go to mine here, and let's see where this went. So
I'll see if I can bring up that exact one. And you'll see this one down. This one down here is identical. The Australian dollar to the US dollar. This one's identical to what's going on. I'm going to get it down here, but it's hanging up here. It's going to come down, and when it does, I'm going to profit. But
so on the New Zealand dollar, that is the only one that I saw where it did not. Like I would have hit my stop loss before getting into TP1, take profit 1.
Yeah, and this is me on these because I like what both of these are going to do, and I'm 100% confident. I took my stop loss off on these two because I know.
Man.
Well, no, I know this isn't going that far up. Like this is already higher than I expected. But it's not much higher than I expected.
Okay.
Looking at history, and I haven't heard anything. Yeah, exactly. Like I haven't heard anything extraordinary to the contrary on either side. But I want this one to jump down because first of all, I want the win. Second of all, I know it's happening. Is it going to happen today? Hopefully. Is it going to happen tonight? Possibly. Because, I mean, we're off hours for them right now.
Yeah.
So I don't expect a lot of movement to their inactive market. But that's one of the things I've learned is, I want stuff to happen on U.S. time.
Right.
That's extremely ignorant.
And it's a little tougher when you're talking about New Zealand.
Right.
as well, but
Right.
that's all right. Well, and that's interesting. So let me show you my chart on
Yeah.
this one, because, and then, love to get your take on this stuff, Stephen, as well. So when we look at this, all right, just let me know when my screen's popped up for you.
Yeah.
So, so this is New Zealand dollar. This is the same thing, the 1 hour, exactly what you had. And so I had this one where had I gone in on it, I would have lost because I would have kept that stop loss. So my entry would have been here, expecting that it's going to come down. So this, by the way, this is what it looks like, and I know you guys have seen this, but for those watching, so this is what it looks like when Einstein's saying get in, and we never said it was infallible. Okay, because nothing is going to pick it 100%. If that were the case, we would have hit the lottery, and
Yeah.
nothing else matters. You're all good. But so this is when it's set to get in right here. My first take profit would have been here, which it didn't get down to for a little bit, although it did eventually. The second one was down here.
Yep.
So, but before it got down to here and hit my take profit, it would have gone here and hit my stop loss. That red is my stop loss.
Yep.
And that's what was recommended by Einstein. So that's a stop loss. So this one I would have been out pretty early. And that was the only one. So when I look at the others, right, and this is why I love this, because I could have gone like, for instance, let's look at UJ, right? Just to go back to UJ for a second here. And spread this out a little so you can see it a little bit better. So Einstein said, get in here for buy. Here's your first take profit, your second take profit. And like literally, it was going all the way up. Before I could do my second, I mean, by the time I hit my second take profit, we were good. The stop loss was at 151.52,
Mm-hmm.
which I would have gone a further stop loss, a lower stop loss, just based off what Donnie taught us last night. I learned because my stop losses were too low. But so this one, had I jumped in, because I just got access to Einstein after this came, was it after this came out? Pretty close to when this came out. So I didn't jump into any of these. But this one I would have won big. I would have hit my second take profit, which would have been, looking at that 101, so that would have been almost 400 pips, right? So that was a great call. I'll take 400 pips. I look at the GJ, so the Great Britain pound and the Japanese yen. So look over here, and let me see if I can spread these out a little. So same thing, entry was here.
Mm-hmm.
Before I would have hit the stop loss, I would have hit take profit one. I would not have hit two though. So if I was looking at the take profit one, that still would have given me 21, 30 pips. So if I sold it there, which I probably would have, that was a win. Now I would not have hit take profit two before I hit a stop loss, but I could have picked up 30 plus pips, right?
Yep.
If I look at the euro, all right. So again, I'm looking at these because I'm looking at a percentage. If I've got a way to jump in on something when I get a signal and just follow what it says, and it's going to be right, 3/4 of the time, never 100%, but 3/4, that's an ATM. That's kind of how I look at it. We can't say it's an ATM, but to me, that's how I look at it. So entries over here, right? Stop loss is down here. Didn't hit the stop loss for a while, but it hit take profit one, almost hit take profit two here. Next, it took two more cycles. Actually, no, that second cycle, it hit take profit two. So had I chose to do that, now that would have been, just to see if it says 164. So that would have been almost 500 pips just in take profit one. Right. So that's significant. And if I go to Great Britain pound and US dollar, same thing. So here, let's see where this is. So I
just called one.
What's that?
I think they just called one. Oh, no, on the 4 hour, they just called one. Never mind. It just popped up to me that they called one. I was like, oh, crap. It's right now as he just did that.
Oh, should we?
Yeah, go to it for a second. There we go. There's an example of it. Just called it like about a minute ago.
Okay, so they just called it. So this is the entry point. So once this drops down to here, are they expecting that to drop down there?
It was just there.
It just started jumping up. It bounced up.
Yep.
Oh, so we missed it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we missed it, but that's a good example.
Oh, that's right. That was the last. That was okay.
Yeah, so we don't want to jump in. We don't want to jump in, right? It's already up there, almost at take profit one.
Oh yeah, no.
But however, I will say this: there's a very high probability on this one. See all the red? It's going to go back to that support line that you have up there.
Yeah.
So you could, if you wanted to take a risk, it's at 50%. You lost 50% of your right potential profit there, but you could jump in right before take profit one and write it up to take profit two if you believe that's going to happen, because it's probably going to go all the way back up based on the chart.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So I could do that, which would be about 300 pips.
Right.
So let's, you know what, let's do that because I'm playing with paper money still right now.
Yep.
So let's just do that one now for the fun of it, just so we can show everybody how this works.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it too.
So this is a buy because we're expecting it to go up to here. I'm expecting to go to 1.3269. So I'm going to go to buy, and I'm going to put a take profit on 132,691. And so that's 39 pips from there. Now, talk to me about this stuff, Mike, because I've been playing around with this stuff, and you can do your trade if you want to do the trade first.
I just bumped it up to 40 because I 392 compared to 40. I was like, yeah.
Okay.
Just because I think it's going higher, but we'll see.
Okay. So when you're doing units and margin in US dollars, what are we talking about here?
In terms of that, I don't even, well, units actually, you can switch that too. If you go to buy, 1 second, switch margin, you can do percentage of balance just to show you like there's different options there. Risk balance. We're not really getting into all that, but bottom line is how much we're buying. Now, right now, are we actually in Forex? Yeah, so there's 100, there's 1,000.
I'll go 1,000.
All right.
I'll play it big. And my stop loss, I want to have at, so I'm going to do what I was taught last night. So that's only 28. If I double that.
Yep.
So I hit buy. So what I just did there is I looked at the ATR.
Yep.
And ATR is average true range. I had to look at my notes on that.
You see it right there too, in the middle, in the lower right-hand corner of the graph in blue, up a little bit.
Oh,
yep.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, so the ATR is different now. I just did it differently, so that's all right. Because this is paper anyways, so I really just wanted to show people how simple that is. So I would have wanted to do this when this is first called.
Yep.
All right. So I've started setting alerts, which we'll get into that in a minute. So it tells me when Einstein says, "Hey, it's time."
Yep.
Right. But getting in here, yes, we already would have hit take profit one, potentially with take profit two. We'll see. We get there. But because I got in later, and I never would do that if this was real money, I would have waited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit more conservative there. I would have wanted to get in when it said to get in, or pretty darn close to it, and then write it up.
I agree wholeheartedly. I wouldn't have got in there either if it wasn't paper, just because it's too high.
Yeah, because all of that profit's gone.
Yeah, even though I know I'm pretty darn confident that it's going to go up above that. But this is one of the things Steve, I texted Don something earlier. We were talking about just this, and I just said, because I was looking at it. So while I said those first few ones that with Einstein for me didn't immediately hit, I said what's great is not only am I learning and excited, I'm kind of happy it didn't, because I got to go see it on one thing that I wasn't expecting. But two questions I asked myself: do you have 100% faith in what Einstein's doing, the results it's getting, and that it is a absolute almost cheat code that I have access? I don't feel like I have Cliff Notes. I feel like I have the AI version of the guy who created Cliff Notes. That for anything I want, I can just kind of pop it in and just get the answers I want. But more importantly, I also have 100% confidence in Donnie and in the system in what we're learning. And I trust that in the short time I've been doing this, I am 100% confident the market's going back up. Again, it's not going to happen immediately, or it's going to fall down to that number. I know it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to carry it longer than I wanted to and learn a lesson that that's not how you want to do things going forward, but it's happening.
Yeah.
And that feeling and confidence, like before I would have been like, I'm out. I'm like, no, it's happening. I'm occupied for a little bit. I can't do everything I want to do. And that's the pain that I feel, that I can't do everything I want to do right now because I occupied a decent amount of trades that are going to hit. Just at the moment I hit, there was a shift in the market overnight and overseas, because this is primarily Australian and New Zealand for me, right, that just did a counter expected movement based on all the known indicators, which are not perfect, as we all know.
Yep.
Something happened temporarily that delayed my profit. Oh well, like what a
Yeah.
first world problem to have. I'm very grateful.
The politics of the region, the meetings that are going on out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody
But
said
this,
this, somebody said that, or so, however something was interpreted, and
Right.
everyone goes,
Yeah, because I'm.
and by the way, we do have to say this because everything that we're doing, this is recorded. You can see at the bottom what the time and date is, so you can always go back and look at these on a chart if you chose to. But do not take action on anything we're saying in this podcast as far as a trade. One, because we're rookies, we're learning this, and it's obvious, and we're not making recommendations to you like that. But two, this is all past tense. This is all history. It happened prior to you watching this, so don't go there. But
I want to pick up the key thing when you're finished there, Don.
okay, yeah,
On because it was important that Mike pointed out, and that word is confidence, and that's what the whole build trading platform and with Donnie Pips and what he's showing us. That is the one word, confidence, that he builds and he shows you. And the three of us have all come away with that independently in our own various ways for the levels that we're going to go. And he keeps getting clear every time. Like last night, his training was on, and it's just keep picking up more and more. But it's also the mindset when he teaches you and to be effective trader and to go by the guidelines that he runs by. And it's conservative. And the things that he says is like they happen and they're accurate. And I've looked at, again, I do research. I've looked at other programs. You'll get some out there that 6 or 7 traders that are sending you, their picks for the day or their thoughts. This isn't that. This is giving you the confidence that you push the button yourself.
well
and
said.
you consistently win. This isn't you relying on somebody else. It's like the American spirit. It's teaching to be independent and do it yourself so that you can do it yourself. You don't have to rely on somebody else. But here you have all the tools that every single time you're in there, if all you did was come on when Donnie was on and traded, you'd be happy every week.
Yeah, you would
with what you made. Yes.
His ratios are good.
Yes.
And
that doesn't even include Einstein and that factor that's in there. Yeah. And that's just, and again, the key thing is we're in control of our own money. We haven't taken our money and invested it with somebody else. And it's their program that's going to run based on what their numbers are and everything. We're seeing, as individuals, we're seeing what we've done at the moment, right at that time.
Yeah,
confidence.
You're spot on, and it's like, and not that it's infallible because it's not, but that really all you got to be able to do is have positive or winning trades more often than you have losing ones, percentage wise, right?
Right.
So if you do 10 trades and they're all the same size and you win on 6 of them, and you lose on 4, you made money.
Correct.
As long as you follow the guidelines that he set forward, like Steve just said, you need to follow the guidelines on the stop losses and that. Again, if you do that, you're going to win. And Don, I think that's a good segue to something you had mentioned a minute ago. Can you dive into alerts on that? Because what's easier than having Einstein kick off an alert? We're like audible sound or something or notification. We react. What I'm doing, I'm reacting, taking a look at the alert, saying, how many pips is this? How many pips is this? And am I out? That's the only reason why I want to optimize my time. So if I have, because right now, while I have minimal leverage, because we started this thing with 250, right? Yeah. So at minimal leverage right now, we can't be doing 10 things at once, but we can be doing 4 or 5 things at once.
That's right.
So I want to make sure that I'm getting in and I'm getting in on the ones that look good. So show us what you're doing for alerts, if you don't mind.
Sure. And let me just show you this first, and then we'll go right into alerts because I'll show you how I'm doing them. I haven't set them all up yet, but I set up some. So we'll set up a couple of others. But I did want to just point this out. So when I was on with DS earlier, Don Smith, I was showing him how to place that order, right? Like how I would do it. Because I'm on paper, I'm not really using my own money. This is just the fake stuff, monopoly money, I like to call it. I just picked something. Literally, I showed him how to put in the order. And so I just hit the stop loss on this one, by the way. So we'll jump to that. So the one that I put in with, oh no, that was that. That's interesting. So no, the one of the ones that I had earlier, I hit a stop loss on.
Yeah,
So
and also understanding if you hit it on the buy price versus sell price. It's not important for details right now, but when I first did this, I was like, oh no, it's gonna hit a stop loss, and then it was, oh no, because that's not the right number. I'm looking at the wrong number.
yeah, it was in the
I'm
opposite
good. Yeah,
direction.
yeah. I'm like, I'm good
So
for a second.
yeah. So now this one though, because I just placed this. This is the one we just did, right? Now you can see I placed you can see that blue arrow. And I know it's probably a little small, but there's a blue arrow there that shows where I placed the bid. And you can see where it is now. It's come down a bit. So if you look down here, I can see that I'm down almost 11 pips, right? And it's changing. This is all real time. So, but it's also showing my percent of gain or loss and my profit gain or loss. So so far I'm down $1, right? And again, we're talking fake money, but even if it was real money, right? There's that's why you got to get used to this and say, okay, well, what am I really putting into this? Um, if this comes down to my stop loss before it goes up to my current take profit, then it's automatically going to kick me out unless I cancel that. But you can cancel it. So, or you can keep it there for security purposes or safety. Either way, I'm with you. I think it's going to go up, and we are going to hit the take profit. So, but I just want to point that out, how you can read this, how you can see it, where it's all on screen. So to go back to what you were saying, let's go to alerts, because that is why I'm so excited about all of this stuff. Not just that we have Einstein, but that I can be doing other stuff. I mean, we're doing this part time. We all do different stuff, from our solar company to other things that we do, and we don't need to be sitting in front of a computer just looking at stocks all day, or indices, or currencies or whatever. So so this is my watch list, and I have over here a little clock. If I click on that, these are the um, uh, alerts that I've set up so far. So just to look at this particular one, um, this is on the 1 hour for Einstein, and basically any alert is what I'm looking for. So any alert that Einstein gives, I want to know about it.
Mhm.
So let's go to the British pound, this particular alert. I'm sorry. No, was that this one? That was this one. So I'm on the 1 hour. You have to be on the chart to create an alert for that chart. So I'm on the US Japanese yen. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. And so if I want to create an alert here, I would just, when I'm on alerts, I hit a plus. It's going to show the US Japan. I'm looking at an Einstein scanner. And what I didn't understand when I looked at this was, well, it's giving me a short, it's giving me a long, or it's giving me an average, I guess.
Mhm.
All right. So I started to do all three. So I'll do a short, right? And really, I want any function. So that's what I realized. So if I just go to any function, and now I got the same chart, so this is a 4 hour, then I go over to notifications, and I get place on. I put my alarm clock on, just so you know what this sounds like. All right, I don't know if you could hear it. I don't think you can probably hear that on that side, but either way,
No.
but I did it for 3 seconds or 5 seconds because I want to hear it. I want to make sure I don't miss it, right?
Mhm.
And as far as messages, this is what the alert's going to look like to me, right? And I just hit create. So now that alert is there. And so I'm doing that. I'm going to do that for all of our pairs, all of our currency pairs. So we're talking about gold, we're talking about UJ, GJ, EU, USD, Great Britain pound, US dollar, etc. I'm going to go through all of those and do alerts on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, and I may do some others on different times as well. Right? Depends on how aggressive I want to be on that. But I just want to know if something is called on a certain chart, I want to know as soon as it's called, so it notifies me. So if I'm working on something else, I can say, "Oh, hold on," I can go in and I can go buy this at the entry point. Does that make sense? And is that what you were asking me to show?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So the other thing that I'll do too is like you kind of did it there, but I'll say, for example, if I want to know, if I think like, for example, that one that we did a minute ago, I'll set take profit one. So I'll create a quick alert that's like add take profit one, and then I'll create another one, add take profit two. I just want to take them. So if it hits the first one, I want to take a quick peek to say, do I think it's going to go up to 2? I think I already, oh, things are changing. I don't know. I'm going to close this out right here and take profit 1.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I've done is just to try to get that notification. First of all, it feels good because you know it's a win.
Yep.
And then just make your decision from there. But it's, yes,
Well,
it's solid.
and you can see where this is on mine. So this is the UJ. So where I had the stop loss, that's why it's not there anymore. It pulled it, right? Because this came all the way down. Had I put the stop loss further down, which is what Einstein had recommended,
Yep.
then I would still be in it. And you can see where it is. It's almost back up here.
Yeah, I'm in that right now. I'm trying to hit the 32,691.
Nice.
Yeah, it's down. I'm still down $1.15, but it's moving back up.
Yeah.
$12.10. By the way, that comment you made earlier, yes, I could, and this is why it's important to set the alarms also, or the alerts. I could easily live in the charts all day long.
Oh,
I could easily buy 4 more monitors, put them in this room, and be in heaven going through all this stuff. It's a blast. It's so much fun to learn.
I've got 2 more over there that are coming right here.
Yep.
Same thing. Right on top of these.
I was debating. I have like shelving. I was like, do I take these monitors and put them on an arms up on the shelf so that those are just that, but I can focus on what I need to focus on here, and I can glance up when I need to, but my focus stays here.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that yet, but I was considering, is that something I should possibly do just to stay locked in here, because it's super fun. And I said to my daughter today, my daughter is transferring to, I mentioned to you guys before, to Bond University on the Gold Coast of Australia early next year.
Yeah.
And she went back down to Cape to work today, but I said to her, I was like, I'd really like you to watch the first 2 boot camps videos. Let me know if it resonates with you, because here's why. I'm like, as your father, nothing would give me more peace of mind than you having this skill in your back pocket that you could always, wherever you are in the planet, as long as you have an internet connection, even if you needed to, I'm like, think about this. You're in Australia. You need $200.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to go in, make a couple quick trades, spend about 2 to 4 hours, and some point later that day, if not the next morning, you're probably going to be able to make that $200, but you can then extract from your account.
And you didn't break a sweat.
You didn't break a sweat. You might have spent an hour. I'm like, imagine that compared to having to go to, I don't even know what minimum wage or whatever standard wage is for someone of her skill set over in Australia, but I guarantee you it's going to take more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that'll automatically happen, but I'm saying that's how simple it can be once you understand it.
Well, and here's the thing, and you're right. I mean, because it is that simple once you understand it, and especially when you've got tools like what we're talking about here. I want to go back to that one more time in just a moment, but I did want to point this out down here, because we're telling everybody, hey, look, get into the quest with us, $250. That's what you're starting with. Right now, if somebody wants to start with more, that's up to them. They can have it in a separate. You can have multiple accounts in the system, so it doesn't really matter. But for the quest, you're starting at 250, and then the first goal is to get the 250 to 1,000. Right? You're going to Forex it.
Okay? Yep, and that 250 is 100% yours. We don't touch it. We don't see it. That's just in your account for you to trade. Just clear designation.
Yep, you control the whole thing.
Yep.
Now, I've been on paper trading, as we've been talking about here, which means it's monopoly money. It's not real, right? I'm about to go real on this, but here's the thing, right? On the paper, it gives me $100,000. You can see I'm down about $2, about $1.50, right? On this. Over here, my margin available, because I had 100,000, I lost $75. This is really what we're talking about. I was down $7 on a whole bunch of trades that I was just literally throwing them at the wall, because all I wanted, and I said this yesterday in yesterday's podcast, all I wanted to do was learn how to push the button. Mm-hmm. It was paper. I didn't care what happened with it. I wanted to learn to push the button, so I just was pushing it, right? And I was just trying to get used to the whole system, and that was great. I only lost $7, so that was pretty good. But that last trade that we just took, that we showed everybody on here, right, where I had the stop loss nowhere near where Einstein suggested for a stop loss. I had the stop loss much higher, and because of that, this candle, you can see the wick came way down below where my stop loss was, and that's why I kicked it out. It sold, right? So I couldn't lose anymore. But had I been on Einstein's, which I should have been, then it never would have hit. And look, I'd be way up here. okay, because it recovered dramatically. But in all of that, I'm saying that because when I placed that buy, for units, I put 1,000 units, right? So when I put that thousand, oh, let's go back one. Let's just go 1,000 here. Strike. I put 1,000 units. That basically cost me about $65 is my point, right? If as I was getting used to this, I was only doing it at 100. The most I could have lost was $5. So as you're getting started, first, look, the recommendation is start with paper, right? Use Monopoly money. Just get used to pushing the button. Get used to using the systems, and getting comfortable with, hey, wow, you know what, this is working. And now, and as you get your Einstein turned on, because everybody needs Einstein. Everybody needs Einstein. And Einstein comes with either of the key build academy packages, anyways. But when you do that, try a couple with Einstein. Just follow Einstein. Set up the alerts. Follow Einstein for a couple on paper. Do 5 or 10 on paper before you do something live, and follow it so you get used to. Oh wait, here's the alert. Let me go look. Oh, all right, it's still time to get in. I go click. I buy it, or I get a sell, whatever it is. And because remember, you can make money going up, make money coming down. It works both ways, which is beautiful. But get used to that, and then you can start to actually pull the trigger for real money. And even when you pull the trigger for real money, use smaller amounts at first, right? Get used to it. Get those wins. Kind of like what were we talking about the other day? Making your bed as soon as you wake up.
Yep.
First thing, right? Get those small wins in the morning. Just take a 20 pip win, right? And I think you said this on yesterday's podcast. In fact, Mike, take that 20 pip win and keep going. You know, get another one, get a separate one. The smaller wins, it doesn't take as long to get, first of all, and it's profit. Once you get that profit, that's what it is. It's profit, right? So now you can roll it. Now you can get to the next one, and the next one, the next one. You don't have to get and go all the way. But once you get more comfortable, then you'll be like exactly what Mike was talking about, and that is you'll get to TP1. You have the alert set, and it's like, okay, should I take my profit now or should I go? And you've got a choice. You could take partial profit. You could take the whole profit and get out, or you could let it ride longer, based off of what's happening and what you know. But you're not going to know that at first. Is that fair, guys?
It is, and I was just thinking too. I mean, right now, a lot of people are talking. Let's say even crypto. A lot of this stuff carries over. Okay, so and if you go with the Apex package with Build, you get Einstein for crypto. So one of the things I've started doing also is I've taken like 30 minutes a day, and different things I'm seeing or certain news that catches my attention, whether it be XRP or Bitcoin. And again, I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm not saying do anything we say. Bottom line is, I'll watch that news, or I'll see that, or I'll potentially look at a coin, or even whatever it may be, and I'll put it on and see how Einstein feels about it.
Yeah.
And I'll monitor it, and then I will paper trade it to say, okay, well, here's what I think based on what Einstein's saying. I think I agree. I should get it right now, right? And I'll just trust it and do it. If it works 3, 5, 6 times in a row, as long as I'm following those parameters, then in addition to everything we're doing, I'm also going to say, okay, well, now I'm going to use Einstein for a quick little win over here on XRP. And just see what what I'm getting at is what we're learning, as Steve's alluded to, is like Donnie's teaching you to have the confidence to push the button. We have confidence in Einstein. We have confidence in Donnie. We have confidence in ourselves. And we have confidence that like we don't know what we're doing, but we're starting to. And that's fun. And that's exciting.
It is exciting. It's like, because it's these small little things like, wait a minute, like last night, and then we got to get to Steven here. But last night on Donnie's training, because I did a whole bunch of paper trades, just getting used to pushing the button. And every single time I would put a 15 pip stop loss on. So if it went 15 pips down, I was out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I kept getting kicked out of all these different projects, and I'm losing every time. And I was like, and even with all of those, that's why I only lost $7, which was pretty cool. But it was when I said that to Don, he's like, no, we don't do that. And that's when he showed us how to actually figure out where a stop loss should be. All right. And had I done that, I probably would have done much better, because the market comes down, or the currency comes down and it goes back up, or vice versa. It's because it's always moving. Right. So I just needed to give it a little bit more run room to have that recovery to win. Right. but I have to be comfortable with that loss too if it's further down, right? So you want to play with smaller numbers at first and then build up. There's so much safety here when you think about it, right? We start with paper and then we start with smaller numbers, guided by Donnie and guided by Einstein. It's like, come on, we can learn this.
Yeah.
Anybody can learn this. You could be an old dog and learn this. We're
Yep.
all young dogs, so we're pups.
No, but even so many people that have no background at all in training, like I mean, honestly, I find the market fascinating. I've read a few books and stuff, but I've never actively pursued it on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Even for 30 minutes a day, daily, I haven't actively pursued it. And part of that was due to overwhelm and due to the fact that, yes, okay, but I also have a job. I also have 4 kids. I'm also coaching. I also have this. How am I going to have the time to properly do this so I don't step into a hornet's nest and ruin everything that I started?
Yeah.
And that was a legit concern. Also, that's a horrible mindset to have. I have to state that.
Right.
If I was to coach myself, I'd be like, well, that's problem A. But again, just as busy as you are, as much time as you have, as smart as you are, as simple as you are, it works.
Yeah.
It just works. Steven, what were you going to say? Like you had something.
Yeah. You're muted though, my friend.
Oh.
We got to make sure we can hear him.
Last night was really like you get one of those aha moments where it really started to come together, to get to understand everything that was happening on the chart, where it was, where it met. And that was exciting for me. It was like, whoa, I'm getting this now. It's sinking in. And again, another reinforcement, I can do this. And it creates that excitement, that momentum, that desire to want to learn more. To this morning, waking up an hour earlier instead of 5, which, when you're trying to change that, it's not easy, but it's like the alarm clock hits and you got to pop up and you can't hesitate, otherwise, the 6 o'clock one will go off because I've got the backup.
Yep.
To take that and go back into one of the previous sessions and start again. And that's the kind of motivation that kicks in. And at this age to get motivated like that, that's awesome. Really say you can do it. And the other key thing, all three of us keep bringing back to, we're looking at wanting to have our kids do this. That's how strong, because we know how it can empower them from now for their whole life to learn this. That's really a huge factor right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it goes beyond life changing. It could have a generational impact.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Yeah.
That's really a key factor right there. Yes.
Yeah. And think about it.
I got to write that down, Mike.
Think about the biggest buildings in your city, right? Not just you guys, but everybody that's watching this. The biggest buildings. It's one of two types of buildings in most cases. It's going to be a bank or an insurance company. Why? Because they make a lot of money. They do very well. And in both cases, they invest other people's money. So whether it's a bank taking money in from deposits and other stuff and investing it, and then also lending it out and getting interest as well. But they're investing the money. You put money in there today, they might not have lent anything out, but they're not really lending out their own money anyways. But what they are doing is they're investing that money. What are they doing? They're doing stuff like this, right? Think about insurance companies. They're getting all of these premiums in. You think they just let that money just sit there? No, they're doing this, right? They are taking and investing those funds, and they do pretty well with it. So we now, by learning this, doesn't matter if it takes us a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to get pros at this. Who cares? They say it takes you 10,000 hours to become a pro at any particular thing, right? And a good 10,000 hours. Well, I'd like to get those 10,000 hours in as soon as possible. But unlike most people when they get started, most people when they get started in something like this, they don't really have a good guide. And you said this earlier, and I'd like you to repeat it, Mike, as we close out. But you talked about following a guide. You want to go back to what you had said? Remember that statement?
Not exactly, but I know the premise of what I was saying. And again, I kind of focused around confidence, belief in who we have.
Yes.
Okay. And it's like, obviously belief is important, because belief, every single major religion, one of the primary words in every single book is belief. And that is agnostic. That's across every single religion. On top of that, if you look at what makes great companies, great sports teams, the word greatness is directly associated with the word belief, unbridled belief. You couple that with what I was saying about confidence, and the confidence that we have, the confidence that I think everyone, and that's why there's so much momentum in the company right now. I think people can't believe that they have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, not just access to it in the trainings, but I haven't seen anything where we're getting 4 to 6 days a week worth of an expert giving his time to
You know
walk
what
you
this would
hold your
cost?
hand. Hundreds of thousands of dollars at
Yes.
at a bare minimum, and
Yes.
that's not even for a year.
Right.
Like I wonder. I don't want to ask this. Actually, let's ask him on the next call. If you were to do this one-on-one and put in this amount of time dedicated to an executive who's going to pay you, what would be the hourly wage and what would be the cost per month that you would charge them? I would love. I think that number is going to be staggering because I don't think people get as excited as people are. I don't think they fully comprehend what they're getting.
Send me that question the way you want it in a text, and
Yeah.
I will put it in a poll for this podcast.
Okay.
Love to get everybody's take on that.
Yeah,
because that's a great point. We so what do we pay for this? Just so you know, $199 a month.
Yep.
Right. And by the way, if you introduce 4 other people that want to become traders and they join in the quest, yours becomes free.
Yeah.
Right. So think about that. So you could actually get all of this knowledge, all of this training, everything for free. Einstein alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, don't forget this. The wholesale travel for up to 70% off hotels. That really
well,
stinks.
and
That's being thrown in. That's being
free hotel stay.
Yep.
8 days every year.
And that's just an add-on that's included. That's why it's like it literally is foolish. And I will call anyone out, and I'll say this directly to anyone who's watching. Any bunch of people I know, friends and family, you guys know me for years. I think you're dumb if you don't take advantage of this.
Yeah.
I don't think you're dumb in general, but I think that you are either blind or you are so preoccupied with your time that you don't see how you're going to fit it in. And if that's where you are, oh, you need this more than you realize.
Yes. So look, so what that's really saying, guys, and that wasn't where we were going, but that's what came out.
Yeah.
Is join us in the quest. Right. Reach out. Go to q2am.com, and you can see it over. I think it's this side. Yeah. There we go. Right over there. I'll put it up above as well in the podcast. But go to q2am.com. Register. One of us is going to reach out to you, and we'll help you to get started in the quest. Start learning. Start with paper. Start that process because it's exciting, it's invigorating, it's liberating, it's awesome. So with that, I think we're good for today. I want to get back to setting up more alerts so I can know exactly what Einstein says. Hey, pull the trigger.
Yes, sir.
So
build the confidence.
That's it.
Yep.
Talk to y'all soon.
Good day.